What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. In today's reaction, we're not only getting one, but two brand new songs from Imminence. Now, I first discovered these guys on this channel about a month ago, after a lot of you guys told me I have to check them out. And shortly after I released that video, a lot of people said that I missed previous videos, and I need to go back and watch them because they all tie together. So I did. And what I've realized with this band very quickly is not only are they making really great music, but they are storytellers through that music, and they've already built themselves a reputation of being a big music video band. So the bar is going to be set pretty high for this one. I'm expecting another cinematic trip more than actual, performances and playing and stuff. Now, just like the previous singles, the two that we're about to hear are from their upcoming album. And that album is called Heaven and Hiding, and it's going to release on November 26th, 2021 from A Rising Empire. Now, I always talk about pre-orders and stuff like that, and that's a great way to support the band. So I went and checked these out after the last one. There's some really, really creative stuff for bundles and pre-order packages with these guys. It's not just your standard music and maybe a t-shirt or something like that. It feels like they're tying in a lot of their packages to the story of their music and their videos and stuff like that. And I love when bands get super creative and try and bring that overall music and feeling and image to life. And it seems like that's what they're trying to do. But since we've got two videos today and this is kind of long, let's just jump right in. I will link this original video in the description below. And today, I'm once again listening to Imminence, and for the first time, checking out the brand new video for their songs, Chasing Shadows and Alleviate. Let's go!
I fear the end has just begun, as darkness festers in my heart. I know I can't go on, chasing shadows in the dark.
I want to hear that part again because I just stopped myself from headbanging. That first really low note that was hit on the guitars just had filthy tone to it. All of their tones have been great on everything I've ever heard. I want to lead in with that part again and keep going. I have a feeling I'm going to have to keep my eyes on a lot of this because this is going to be another big time story video.
Searching for a remedy between the devil and the deep blue sea. Say the words and you will set me free before the sky is falling down on me. Take my hand and guide me through the valley of shadow of death. Hold on to heaven.
Oh, those little guitar parts are excellent. I got wrapped up into this. We haven't stopped in a second. I liked those little guitar parts going in the start of that second verse. This is great, man. And you know what I really like about this band? I was actually having a conversation with one of our friends on our Discord server recently about how this band isn't necessarily doing anything super groundbreaking for the genre. I mean, you could make the argument that having Eddie play the violin is very unique, which it is for a metalcore band. But in terms of riffs and tones and the stuff they're playing, I mean, it's nothing, like I said, groundbreaking. And the point I'm trying to make is not taking anything away from their ability or anything like that, but they're doing a really good job at connecting with people. There are so many people I've talked to that have connected to this music so much, man. And that's the special thing, man. That proves that you don't need to be super ultra technical and over the top and stuff like that. You can be in the genre and write stuff like this, but as long as you're connecting with your audience, man, you've got something special on your hands. And I firmly believe that. I think this band, with the right marketing and tons of people sharing them with other people, I think these guys could be pretty damn big really soon, man. I think they're going to be a powerhouse in the metalcore scene very soon, especially once this album comes out. Let's keep going.
I feel it crawling underneath my skin. In the dark I hear them whispering. From the shadows calling out my name. Feel the fire going down in flames. Takes my hand and guide me through the valley of shadow of death. Hold on to heaven. Hold on to heaven. I feel the end has just begun. As darkness festers in my heart, I know I can't go on, chasing shadows in the
Before we go into the next part, another thing I want to talk about with Eddie's vocals that I love. Not only does he have a great clean voice, he's so articulate with his harsh vocals. You don't need to look up lyric books for any of this stuff. You can hear every single word he's screaming when he does those parts. And I love that. I absolutely love it. I've noticed a lot of different gear in this video from the last one I saw. And I do want to talk about it, but I don't want to waste a lot of time because this is long and there's a lot of video left and stuff like that. But my first initial thought might be because these guys are filming outdoors, they might not want to use their normal instruments and get anything ruined. But, you know, Harold is an exclusive artist of Schecter guitars, and he is using a Schecter in this video, but it's not the one I've seen in the last couple. That actually looks like it might be... I was going to say an Apocalypse, but I actually think it's a Banshee from Schecter because it looks like a flat top. I can't 100% tell, but I would say it's a Banshee. And then Alex looks like he's playing the Ibanez AZ again. So that is the same that I saw in the last video. But in that last video, their bass player, Christian, I believe, I'm still getting to know their names. He was rocking a Fender. And in this one, that sure looks like a Yamaha TRBX. One of the like 300 lines or something like that. So I'm thinking they might not be using a lot of their normal instruments because of something that we're going to see later in the video or something like that. Maybe water effects or pyrotechnics or something. But that's my initial thought right now. Oh, those tones. I didn't even want to headbang that. I could just could do nothing but sit here in awe. That was a great breakdown. Great vocal delivery in that too. Is this going into the next one? Yeah, I think, yeah, we're going to start Alleviate now. Okay, cool. Wild, 2 songs in one long video. It's an interesting kick tone.
Destined to wear these chains. Am I the one to blame? Why everything goes up in flames? Remind me what I said. Tell me what you see. I see fire burning desperately. Don't let me down. Silence the sound. I feel my heart break apart, bursting into pieces under all the secrets. When shadows fall and darkness comes, save me from myself and alleviate the pain.
Dude, I love this band. This feels more of like what would be considered like a ballad on this album. I don't know, dude. This could go any direction. I have a feeling this is just going to be a big epic sounding song like this, but who knows if they throw in like a breakdown or something crazy, man. Cool seeing Harold play the piano at the beginning of that. So gear-wise, we've got another switch. Harold is playing a different guitar. And to be 100% honest, the looks on it were really quick. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it was definitely a different guitar than the Schecter in the last one. And then in terms of their drummer, I know in the last video, he was using a drum kit from DS Drums, which is a custom drum company from Italy. And then he was using Zildjian cymbals from what I saw in the video. On a couple of the overhead shots, I thought I saw multiple different brands. I think I caught out Sabian and PDX. So I'm not going to be 100% sure what kit he's using either. This goes back to I'm wondering if the conditions they were filming in, they didn't want to use some of their normal gear. I'm sure we're going to find out. Let's go.
Hate that I feel like I'm lost, that nothing ever changed. I'm tired of looking around rooms where everyone's a stranger. Am I doomed to make the same mistake? Put myself to shame, like everything is just a game. Alleviate the time. Me what you see. I see fire burning desperately. Don't let me down. Silence the sound. I feel my heart break apart, bursting into pieces under all the secrets. When shadows fall and darkness comes, save me from myself and alleviate the pain.
So that little thing in the video, I believe it's called a cryptograph. I might be wrong. I'll have to look up. But the little spinny thing with the letters, that was actually in one of their pre-orders. Like, I think that's really, really cool, man. That goes back to what I was saying about how they're like trying to bring the imagery to this to life, man. And it's really cool. I've never played violin or fiddle. Well, it's the same instrument, but I'm curious to know if there's anybody that ever watches this that does play violin. How difficult is it to sing and play at the same time? Is it just like the same as playing guitar and singing at the same time? Because Eddie plays a lot of parts while he's singing. And I'm kind of curious on how much practice that takes. Because, I mean, playing guitar and singing a lot of melodies is hard enough sometimes. So going back to the gear, again, we're seeing the same stuff in the last video, except for Harold. And I can't figure out what that is. I have no idea. It may be an old Schecter design that I'm not familiar with, or to me, it kind of looks like an older Ibanez RG, but the headstock's wrong. It looks like a Fender Stratocaster, Telecaster, or yeah, Telecaster and Stratocaster type headstock, but it could be an old lawsuit era Ibanez headstock too. I don't know, man. I'll have to try and dig into that one because I have no idea. So, but I don't have a lot to say anymore. I just want to watch the rest of this because I'm so enamored by this. Oh, sick windmill. Wow, man. Wow. I'm a little surprised with all the water and rain effects at the end that those guys were still rocking some of their normal instruments. Like, you know, the drum kit looked the same. You still saw Alex using his Ibanez, unless they swapped out for cheaper versions or something. I mean, usually music videos with stuff like that, you don't see the bands using their own normal gear because they don't want to damage it and ruin it. That's a lot of work you're going to have to do afterwards. Wow, man. I can't wait for this fucking album, man. Let's go talk more about it. So I didn't know exactly what I was going to get, but at the same time, that's what I expected. Super cinematic music video, and it was fantastic. I'd probably be willing to bet that that was the same director, producer, production team as the other videos that I've seen, and they were huge crews, man. I think on the Ghost video I watched, there was over 30 people on the production team for that video. These guys are going big, man. I think they've already like firmly built their reputation as being a big time music video band. So I would expect to see more stuff like this from these guys in the future. And in terms of the sound, man, like I said, I actually kind of want to take back a little bit of what I said because, again, I still don't think they're doing anything super game-changing or groundbreaking, but it is unique, and there is something about it that's different, especially coming from Sweden. Sweden has a stereotypical sound that you usually expect, which is usually mellow death. And I would have never guessed that these guys are from Sweden when I first heard them because they do have that more metalcore sound. But The addition of the violin into everything, just Eddie's voice and the tones that these guys get on everything, it just stands out, man. And I think with the proper marketing and people like you that are watching and sharing this music and stuff, I think these guys could blow up pretty big very soon, man. So that was awesome. The only thing I'm curious to know is why they released 2 videos at the same time. Because before I filmed this outro, I went and looked at the track listing for the album. These 2 tracks are not back to back. There is a song between them. So I'm wondering why both of these videos were combined into one big video that was uploaded to YouTube. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just genuinely curious. I don't know why they didn't just do 2 separate releases. Unless we have another one coming closer to the release date for the album. So I don't know, man. I just know that I fucking like it. So as a reminder, the album comes out on November 26th. I will have links below where you can go pre-order and all that stuff. And like I've always said, pre-ordering helps bands a lot, especially with first weeks on charting and stuff like that. So if you want to help them directly, that's the best thing to do. Go pre-order the album, buy some merch, support the bands. But thank you guys for watching, and if this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new reactions all the time. Subscribing is free, and it helps my channel out a ton. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like, as that also helps. But if you disliked it, no big deal, man. Thank you very much for your time. You are free to click dislike if you disliked it. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server that a lot of us hang out on often. I have a Twitch that I stream on where I do video games, bass playing, guitar tech work, reactions, all that stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, I'll throw links in the description. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.